Airborne school scared the shit out of me. Why? Because I'm jumping out of a perfectly good airplane. It's that mental psyche that was fucking with me, right? Till this day, guys, I still don't like jumping out of fucking airplanes. What's going on, guys? I wanted to jump on here and speak with you guys about Airborne school. I was on a call with an individual earlier and he asked me how my Airborne experience went. So I just wanted to jump on here and share the answers that I gave him to you guys also, because I know where there's one that's probably 3 or 4. So I went to Airborne school back in 2008, guys. Keep in mind, Airborne school is part of the Special Forces pipeline, right? You cannot start the qualification course without being a graduate of the Airborne school. The Airborne school is down at Fort Benning, and last I checked, guys, it is approximately 3 weeks long. Those 3 weeks comprise of several different phases, to include ground week. Ground week is exactly what it sounds like, guys. You're doing a lot of stuff on the ground. You're doing PLFs, right? They're showing you how to land properly as you're coming down from jumping out of the airplanes, right? So that's ground week. Then you go into tower week. During that week, you're jumping out of towers, right? They have a 250-foot tower that is going to pull you up by a parachute, and then you're going to drop. There you will practice your PLFs to make sure that you are safe once you come out of the airplane. Today's segment is brought to you by the Mentorship program, guys. At any given time, Monday through Friday, 9 to approximately 3 o'clock p.m. Eastern time, if you want to jump on the phone with me and talk about your hopes of going to selection, your hopes of getting through the Q course, your hope of being a good SF guy, hit me up through Beret I'll set aside 30 or so minutes and I'll get on the phone, guys, and serve you in whatever ways that I can. All right. Again, that's Beret Once that's complete, you will go into jump week. Jump week is exactly what it says. You're jumping out of the aircraft. All right. You have to jump for a total of 5 times to be able to complete Airborne school. If I remember correctly, it's 3-day jumps and 2 night jumps. That might have changed. Let me know in the comments section below, guys. I would appreciate that. So my experience with Airborne school is probably similar than 95% of the individuals out there. The other 5%, I don't know about y'all, right? Something's wrong with you guys. Guys, I was scared shitless when I was going through Airborne school. It is what it is, right? I'm not this gung-ho, macho, not fearing anything type of guy, right? Airborne school scared the shit out of me. Why? Because I'm jumping out of a perfectly good airplane. It's that mental psyche that was fucking with me, right? Till this day, guys, I still don't like jumping out of fucking airplanes. I don't like it, right? I get on a plane, I'm like, man, what am I doing? Like, why am I up here? This is so dumb. I still have those feelings till this day. Now, mind you, I still did it, right? That's what courage is. If there's no fear, then that technically isn't courage nor bravery, because you actually enjoy doing it, right? Again, throughout the entire 2 weeks of going through Airborne school, like, you're in your head the entire time. It's not a difficult course. It's a mentally challenged course. The mental challenge being getting over jumping out of a fucking airplane, right? So that was the hardest part for me. So going through the entire thing, going through week 1 and week 2, easy. But at night, that shit kept me up, right? Because I was thinking about just replaying me jumping out of that airplane. And I'm like, man, I don't know if I want to do this. However, it was a means to an end. That's what kept me going in Airborne school, right? I knew this was a block that had to be checked so I can get to the Q course and move on to the operational groups, right? So I made myself go through it. Like, I always joke on here that all my jumps were night jumps, right? I'm talking about night jump, not in the sense that they were all at night. However, me exiting the airplane, my eyes was closed and I was just praying to God that everything went well, right? It is what it is. All 5 jumps, all night jumps, right? So I remember this vividly, guys. We had a guy in the class, and he was just this high-speed dude, in shape, always showing off. He was crushing like ground week, tower week. Like, he was just a stud, crushed the PT test, like in shape. Like, this dude, we were like, man, he's that guy, right? Like, he's what everybody wanted to be like, right? And then come to find out, he gets on the plane and he was a jump refusal, right? Because he didn't really conquer his mind. He was just going through the first 2 weeks and showboating and showing people how badass he was. But as soon as he got on that bird and that freaking door opened, the bitch came out, right? And he ended up quitting. All right. So again, guys, it's not a difficult course. You just have to overcome your mind. You just have to conquer and control your mind, and you'll make it through that course just fine. Right. With all that said, guys, here are some things that can affect your ability to graduate Airborne school and get to the Q course so you can graduate and get to a group. The number one thing, guys, is injuries, right? I've heard horror stories about guys jumping out of airplanes and landing and breaking their ankles or their legs because they're not landing properly. I get it, guys, but those first few days are vital because that's where the black hats, that's what they call the cadres down there, they're showing you how to properly land. So you have to pay attention, right? Because if you don't, you could probably hurt yourself later on down the road. Another thing that has the ability to get you in trouble in Airborne school is, guys, you can get yourself kicked out by fighting or just not being a disciplined military soldier. I hear horror stories of this also from my 18 X-rays that I speak to on the regular that are currently going through Airborne school. Guys have gotten kicked out for fighting and just for not being a soldier, right? If you get kicked out of Airborne school and you can't go back, guess what? You can't be an SF guy because being Airborne qualified is one of the prerequisites, right? Last but not least, guys, another thing that can probably get you kicked out of Airborne school, guys, is going to be jump refusals. So jump refusals, for you guys that don't know, is so you're rigged up, you have your parachute on, you have your helmet on, and you're ready to jump. As soon as the door opens, you get to the door and they look at you, green light, go, and you don't go and you just stand there and you freeze. No one's going to grab you. No one's going to throw you out. They're going to look at you again and say, green light, go. And if you don't jump the second time, they're just going to take you, place you off to the side, and they're going to continue having everybody else jump. Once the pass is done, guys, and they get on the ground, they're going to inspect your equipment. Now, if they inspect your equipment and something's wrong with it, hey, no harm done. They'll fix it and you'll go again, right? Because that's like saying, hey, my freaking chute is fucked up. I'm not going to jump and kill myself. Like, something's going on, right? That's why I didn't go. That's a freebie. They'll check your equipment. They'll fix you. They'll get you back up on the plane. You're good to go. But if they check and everything's good to go and you were just a little bitch, you didn't want to jump, guess what? You're getting kicked out of Airborne school, guys. That's how that works. Let me know what your experience has been with Airborne school, guys. Again, nothing hard physically. It's all a mental fuck that you have to get over, guys. I appreciate you guys sharing. I'll see you guys in the next video.